Hey loves, and welcome back to the channel. Now in this video I'm going to be sharing with you, as well as showing you 5 ways on how you can elevate your content, how you can make your content more engaging, more interesting, and more appealing to your audience, just like you had seen in the intro. Now I'm going to be walking you guys through the step-by-step processes. You definitely want to apply this to your channel, to your content, to your videos if you want to be making more money, getting more views, and getting more subscribers at the same time. Now if you're interested, definitely sit back, relax, and let's get right into this video. Hi, in case you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Kelechi Mbemana. Welcome to the channel. It is so good to have you on here. If you are not new here, hi girl, hi guy, welcome back. Now, like I said, this tutorial is supposed to be a guide towards helping you create content across all platforms, across all content topics or genre. If you're able to apply each and every step through the way, it's going to definitely elevate your content. You want to put every step into consideration and application at the same time. I'm going to start off with the first step, which is to definitely plan. Now, I feel like a lot of people hear this a lot, but when it comes to creating content, digital content, you have to be intentional with what you're delivering, at the same time, what you expect people to get from it. Now, this is something that a lot of big YouTubers do, and also they do this in movie production, series production, content production in general. You want to plan out your content. Now typically what I would say you should do is to have an idea of what you want the end result of your content to look like, and then work backwards from that. Now something that will definitely help you with this process is to script. I'm going to have my script for that short intro over here so you guys can see how I script and also replicate that to your own video, your own content. Again, know that every step that I'm going to be sharing with you guys can be used across all social media platforms, irrespective of whatever content you're creating, beauty, lifestyle, fashion, tutorials, whatever it is, you can also apply these steps. Now when it comes to scripting, there's no format to this. Now what I would definitely advise for you to do is to be as detailed as possible, so that way execution would be easier. That way, if you are working with other people, they can also visualize what you have in your head. So it's so important to plan out your content, plan out the structure of it, what you're going to say, what scenes you're going to include, and include that in your script. So the next way or tip for you to apply when it comes to creating amazing content is to make sure that your visuals are of high quality. But also bear in mind that when it comes to content in general, the visuals make up 50% of it. So you want to make sure that you're utilizing that 50% to the highest potential. Now something you can do is to ensure that you are recording in high quality, HD, high definition, irrespective of whatever recording device you might be using, whether it's a mobile phone, a digital camera, a compact camera. Make sure that you're recording in the best quality, so that way you get the best results. Another thing to take note of when you're recording content at the same time that also impairs your visuals, right, is the stability. So something I'll definitely advise you to do is to get a tripod if you're doing like a sit-down tutorial like I am, or get a stabilization. If you don't have that, like a gimbal, you can make sure that you're recording using a steady hand. Now, another way to improve on your visual quality is to definitely get as many details as you can. You want to make sure that it is not only detailed, but you also get from different perspectives. You want to get like wide view, portrait view, macro view, so that way you create diversity and your audience are also engaged and you carry them throughout your storytelling process. That is so important when you are, filming at the same time when you're editing. Now I'm going to show you guys all that later on in the next step, but I just want to inform you and let you know that it is important. If you're trying to create engaging content, you have to add levels to the content so that way it is more dynamic. So the third way that you can improve on your video content is through transitions. Guys, this is so important when it comes to creating a flow within your storytelling, right? And now we've evolved in this our creative space where we are now open to creating our own transition when we are recording. Now there are two ways you can go about this. You can either, create your transition in camera while you're recording, or you can create that using your editing app. Now the fourth way that you can improve on your content is through music and sound. Yeah. Now, this is so important because I like to think that music is the heartbeat to your content. It gives life to your videos. When it comes to storytelling, you want to make sure that you appeal to all the senses of your audience. So what they see, and most especially what they hear, affects how they feel. And that is why I'm so excited to be partnering with Epidemic Sound on this video. Now, in case you guys are not new to my channel, you definitely would have heard me talk about Epidemic Sound in a couple of my previous videos in the past. Now, I've been using them for a couple of years, and they're an amazing online music platform created for creators like you and I. And they provide you with restriction-free access to over 35,000 music and over 90,000 sound effects. These music and sound effects can be applied all across all social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, you name it, without having the worries of, having copyright issues or your content taken down. Now, as a creator, I have been subscribed to the personal plan, and this is what I've been using and this is what works for me. However, if you are someone who creates content for clients, like as a freelancer, or if you create content for your own business, then the commercial plan would be amazing for you. So now let's talk about finding the perfect music for you. So yeah, if you're someone who loves to explore, you want to see what's out there, you're not afraid to try out new things or new music, then the discovery page is going to be the page for you. Because on here, you get recommendations based on your YouTube channel, based on your downloads, based on staff picks, based on new releases, as well as featured playlists and things. On here, you can explore as wide as you want. However, if you are someone who already know what you want, then the browse page is going to be the page for you, because here music has been categorized based on your genre, based on the mood, the theme, the album, as well as sound effect. So it's easy to discover music. However, if you also want to narrow it down, you also have a search button to kind of filter through the music as well as your sound effect. Now, I'm going to quickly walk you through how I find my perfect music. Now, personally, I love to use the browse page because I already know what I'm looking for, and that is a mood. I love a happy mood because that's kind of result that I want my audience to feel. I want them to feel happy. You can also narrow this down based on the popularity of the music, based on the latest music, based on the vocals, the duration of the music, the genre, the music. Guys, you can literally filter this down to narrow down your music. I'm gonna play this one. So guys, that was the first option, and I already fell in love because it's giving me that mood. I'm going to go ahead to download it, clicking on the download button, as well as save it and add it to my playlist. Something that I always do is to use the find similar option, especially when I find a music that I genuinely love. With that, I get more options, and I'm going to play this out right now. Now, personally, Find Similar is my favorite because that way, when I find one gold song that fits my vibe, I like to find similar music to them. So that way I can save them and also add to my playlist. Yes, I have different playlists for my beauty content, for my vlog content, and also for just my favorite music in general.
So we're also going to be downloading some sound effects to complement the music that we just downloaded. Now I'm going to be downloading effects from the whoosh transition, bathroom shower, turning on the tap, walking on high heels, whatever actions I'm going to be acting out in the video. I want to have a sound effect that helps in translating that. So I'm going to download all of that right now.
To be honest with you, I'm just going to pull up some receipts so you understand what I'm talking about. I have been using Epidemic Sound since July of 2019, for 3 years now, since I started taking my YouTube channel serious. And you guys, if you've been following me, you know that from 2019 to 2020 was when I went from 10,000 subscribers to over 100,000 subscribers, and that's where I made bulk of my income, my profits, my money. And I do owe it to having a restriction-free access to amazing music library. That way I was able to make money from my content that were getting a lot of views, a lot of tractions here on YouTube and also across other social media platforms. So yeah, I'm saying this, but I'm very serious about it and I'm very passionate about it. Make sure that you have restriction-free access to whatever content you are using. I have in the recent times, the last day, gotten some of my content on Instagram that I filmed back in 2018 before I started using Epidemic Sound. I'll leave it here so you guys can see, right? I was using a lot of music that had copyright issues, and Instagram took down my videos. I still have some issues relating to that on YouTube at the same time. And as a creative, it hurts me because I know how much time and energy and creativity I spend, into my content, into my craft. So it's just annoying and it's not productive, and it doesn't make sense that you're putting out content, you're not getting the reward for it because of copyright issues. So definitely maximize your content. Make sure your content gets the best and the most, because again, it is your hard work. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to put out there so you guys know where I'm coming from. Again, thank you so much, Epidemic Sound, for partnering with me. It has been such an honor to work with a brand that I truly believe in and I truly have been using for years. So it's part of my creative journey and my growing up journey here on YouTube. So if you are a new creator, or if you're someone who is yet to try out Epidemic Sound, if you're also curious, there is a link in my description box. Click on the link for you to get access to a 30 days free trial. 30 days free trial. I am a creator and I know that I can create at least 15 videos with that 30 days free trial. And also feel free to use my exclusive discount code Kelechi50 for 50% off your Epidemic Sound subscription. Guys, I'm super excited for this one. I can't wait for you to start creating amazing content. I can't wait to see what you can do, and I hope that you enjoy this at the same time. And finally, the fifth and last way or tip is through editing. Guys, this for me is glue for all that we've been doing, because this puts everything together and it holds it firm. It's going to connect the video clips you've recorded, the sound, the music, the effects, all of that, the transitioning. This is what brings the content alive. This is what puts it together and creates the masterpiece. Now, we're going to get really practical with this aspect, because now I have my laptop and I'm going to drag this closer so that way we can get all handsy, because you guys know that I love editing and I love sharing with you guys how I edit, what to do and what not to do. So using all that we have talked about in this video, let's dive right in and get into putting all of that together. So when it comes to editing, the first thing I like to do is to create a project and then import all the clips onto my timeline. Now, the next thing I like to do is to cut out all the parts that I don't need and then trim the clip. So that way we're going straight to the point. That way we are not wasting people's time, because an average retention span is pretty low. So we want to make sure that we're delivering something unique every second.
Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to take out the volume from all the clips that we already imported. Now, this is what we have currently on the timeline, and these are what we're going to be working with.
I'm just trimming out, removing, cutting, and deleting, right? We don't need extra excess clips. We just want it to be as detailed as possible.
Okay, so now the ultimate goal for editing this first draft is to get this 15 minutes entire clips into a maximum of 30 seconds. Now I'm just going to be trimming, editing, cutting out the parts that we don't need for this intro version of the video, right? We want this video to be straight to the point. Now do bear in mind that whenever you're recording, you might get some redundant clips that you might not need, you know, so that's where editing comes in play and the importance of editing. So we're just trimming it off, trying to get to the main part, but also trying to keep it as cinematic and as fun as possible, also as detailed as possible. So yeah, we're just trimming out the little details we're going to use for this video and keeping the main parts for this entire intro.
Amazing. So after I'm done with the first draft of my content, what I like to do is to mash up my video with the audio. Now, like I said previously, when it comes to creating video content, your visuals are 50% and the audio is 50%. Put together, it's 100%. Now, we're going to make sure that all the clips synchronizes with the audio. So that way we create one complete 100% masterpiece.
So I'm just going to go ahead to select the music that we just downloaded and apply that onto my timeline. Play that out and see how we feel about it. Okay, so when you want to match your visuals with your audio, it is so important to make sure that you are zoomed in. So that way you can see each frame of your video and also the rhythm of the music. That way it's easier to match these two together, right? So I'm going to be trimming this down, making sure that they're all aligned bit by bit and it synchronizes just like this.
Amazing. So guys, we can see that we haven't even really done much, right? But it's already giving. The energy is there. So something that we can do to bring it to life even more is to add sound effects. Now remember, within Epidemic Sound, there are over 90,000 sound effects available for you. So I'm going to import and add all the sounds that we already downloaded onto this video. So that way, there's life to it. You feel every action that I'm doing.
Okay, so next up we are going to be importing all the sound effects that we went ahead to download earlier on and then applying them onto the clips that we have to work with. Now this is going to help with bringing life to our actions that we're going to be doing within this video, right? I'm going to show you guys exactly what this sounds like later on, but I'm going to be applying every action from, you know, the car engine and driving off. That's the sound effect that I downloaded from Epidemic Sound, down to my heels, down to footstep, down to the bathroom, down to shower. I'm literally going to layer this on so that way we have a body of work that translates into amazing action like we're about to see right now.
Woo! Guys, this video hit. So something else that I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a basic my basic color grading. I'm just going to add my LUT to it so that way it looks good.
So lastly, we are going to be applying some effects, some LUT, some color grading, as well as the letterbox, just to add some cinematic vibe and feel to this video like you're seeing right now. This adds character, this makes it look a little bit cinematic. I'm also going to be adding a few texts. Feel free to
do your own thing, get creative with this, and just try it out for yourself basically. So yeah, I'm going to add my text and everything that I'm going to be using. Whoop whoop. Okay, so we're done with this. I'm going to let this render, then export it and play for us to watch one more time. Are you ready? Drum roll. Sound effect again. Yeah. Okay, let's play. So that is amazing. And this is just a tip of the iceberg, because your possibilities with sound and visuals, it's endless, right? You can do this with whatever content you're creating. So I hope this video was as engaging, interesting, appealing, motivating, educating as I had envisioned. I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, note that you can use whatever music, whatever sound you get from Epidemic Sound across all social platforms without getting copyright issues or without getting your content taken down. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, share, comment down below what you particularly loved about this video and what you want us to be doing more on this channel moving forward. What you also love to see at the same time. And I cannot wait to go through that, recreate that for you. And yeah, let's just grow, have fun, and create. So I'll definitely see you guys in my next video. Till then, make sure you stay fabulous and you stay blessed. Bye guys.